Dear friends, we'll be looking at poetry number 59 with the title, Starve the Writer of Pen and Paper, and There Will Be No History. Supported by the story, Africa was once insulted by the then ignorant European as having no history and having made no contributions to the development of the world's civilization. This impression was nurtured simply because our history had not been written down as other nations had written theirs. The fact that Africa rather was in the forefront of civilization, as evidenced in the early civilization and power of Egypt, was either not known or discounted by the biased European. The fact that Egypt was pivotal in world history, not to mention Timbuktu and Ethiopia, Sudan, and all the others who had mention of their activities in the Bible, one of the earliest books of mankind, was of no consequence to the ignorant and presumptuous European. Just because all these had not been written down from the African angle, Africa was deemed to have had no history. Did it make sense anyway? How could any people be without history? Even if their forefathers had emerged from underground suddenly, it was their history. Or, yet oral tradition, which was the Africans' means of preserving history, could not stand the scrutiny of modern times. This infuriated the African intelligentsia so much that the reaction produced the times known as negritude. This period may remain one of the most historic and positive times for the African, as it witnessed the emergence of legendary writers like Leopold Sedar, Senghor, Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, etc., who went all out to prove that Africa has a history. They used the pen and paper to represent Africa to the ignorant world, helping all who cared to know realize now that we did have an organized political system, a well-coordinated justice system, a well-structured social system, a traditional religion which ensured strict morality, most of which virtues the arrival of the white man rather had derailed. They wrote so copiously and so beautifully. The African writer earned much respect for themselves, but above all, for Africa. The continent thereby became free from the old misleading presumption that it had no history, at least to the right-thinking ones. Today, writing goes on, the more in the realm of both creative writers, researchers, and journalists. Books, newspapers, and magazines keep on informing the rest of the world of happenings on the continent. Unfortunately, some writing gems like Sarowiwa of Nigeria have suffered death, imprisonment, and all other forms of persecution from some African leaders. The writer's role in preserving history can, however, not be overemphasized. If he is incapacitated in any way, he cannot write, and events being recorded now would have been lost. Truly, starve the writer of pen and paper, and there would forever be no history. Thank you.